Hi guys, and welcome to my review of the Moondrop KATO or KATO. I'm not sure really how you say that, so I don't want to be offensive. I will say KATO from now on anyway. This is the latest offering in terms of what Moondrop is giving us in terms of single DDs, and it is an upgrade, a supposed upgrade over the KXXS. It actually shares many similarities in terms of its physical appearance with that model, and especially in the silver color they look almost identical. In the matte one, I suppose there will be obviously noticeable differences, but anyway, let's get on to this. Just a quick run through the box. Usual waifu presentation from Moondrop. The box opens up like a book, really nice. Inside there have this card which has some information for us. Okay, we'll take that aside. Okay, the IEMs themselves come over there. Beneath that there's nothing. Over there we have the box, which I'll show to you in a second, the carrying case. There's this little carrying pouch which actually brings the nozzles inside. By default it comes with the silver nozzles. Over here we have the gold ones, okay? And the difference apparently from the nozzles is that the silver nozzles are supposedly the new tuning, while the gold nozzles will give a tuning more reminiscent of the KXXS. And these are the tips. We have those new fancy tips that Moondrop has developed, and the other ones are just regular foam tips. I'll be honest, I tried the tips and I didn't really like the way they fit my ears well. These ones remind me a lot of the Aslas, and I'm also not a very big fan of Asla. Anyway, it is what it is. Tips are here, they're nice, and it's a nice thing that they've actually included unique tips for a change. Apparently they will also be available to be purchased separately. Okay, that's out of the way there. Put this inside. I'll take care of that in a second. Anyway, as for the IEMs themselves, well, first of all, the cable, as I said, it's probably the best cable I've seen on a Moondrop so far, well, at least on the cheaper models. Very nice cable. You can see it's got quality. It doesn't tangle easily. It's still got just that normal feel of it, form of being new, but anyway, it doesn't tangle. It's a very nice cable. It's good quality. I mean, nothing to say about it. As for the IEMs themselves, as you can see, beautiful. Those of you that have seen the KXXS will be reminded by it. It's a very nice metal shell. I believe it's machined. It's got kind of these facets on it all over the place. Right, two bores, as you can see. Well, two vents, one over there, quite visible. The tips I'm using are BGVP. The nozzle, let me just try and zoom this in a little bit here. There we go, the nozzle there. Okay, it unscrews, just unscrews, that's it. And you just put on the other nozzle. I've left it with the silver nozzle because I wanted the new tuning to start with, and actually after listening to both of them, with the silver and the gold, or brass, I'll be very honest, I didn't see that much of a difference, only in the extra energy that the silver tip actually gives, and I prefer it that way. But anyway, fit is fine. I had no issues with fit. Isolation is also fine. They, well, not heavy, but you can feel them. But anyway, no fatigue in terms of their fit or usage or anything as such. I mean, really, they're perfect in that aspect. This is the carrying pouch that I was mentioning. Okay, that's it. And yes, basically in terms of what it brings, the accessories, like I say, are top notch. There's really nothing that can be said about the accessories. They're really good. And again, that's what to be expected when you're paying roughly $190. That's I guess what's to be expected. Anyway, I have it here in company of a few other IEMs, which are the ones that I will be kind of comparing it to. On the left hand side here we have the KB Aurora, also single dynamic, around $180. In the center, the 10th Hana 2021, around the same thing in terms of price, anywhere between $150 to $180, depends on where you're buying it. And on the right here, I have the Aria, around $80. Why do I have the Aria? Because in a very resumed manner, my opinion is this is a grown-up Aria. In my opinion, that's how I look at it. That's how I feel. That's how I felt when I listened to it. It's an Aria that's grown up. If I was to make an analogy, in terms of cars, I would say that this is a good old American V8. It's got that big bassy, well, mid bassy, but it's got that big thick sound that it can be engaging, but ultimately it's not the best for detail, and it gets a little bit on your nerves if you're not careful with what you're choosing or listening to. But anyway, it's like a big American V8. The Hana and the KATO are two German automobiles. I would say one is a Mercedes and one is a BMW. Very similar in everything. It's just a question of ultimately little minor details and preferences of brand. And the Aria is still a German automobile, but it's like a Volkswagen. It's like a Golf GTI. Let's put it that way. Okay, while this one will probably be an M2, and that there will probably be an A45 or something of the sort. So, when I say it's a grown-up Aria, it is because it has all the traits that the Aria has, but it has improved them significantly. So, to just break it down slightly, it has the same harmonish kind of signature, slightly more neutral on the Aria than on the KATO. It's got that harmonish kind of signature, but the bass and the mid bass stump there are amazing. It's really what jumps to you straight away when you listen to it. And then at the opposite end, the treble, the highs are amazing. For me at least, I did not have any complaints whatsoever. It's got the perfect amount of treble energy to match up with the energy that it has low down. So it's perfect. And that's exactly what the Aria, in my opinion, also is. It's got nice bass, but a little bit more subdued. It's got very clean highs as well. I didn't find it aggressive or sharp or anything in the sort like some people did. And the vocals here as well are amazing. Well, sorry, I actually forgot to mention the vocals here are amazing. Maybe slightly laid back compared to the bass and to the treble because of how good those two extremes are, but it's perfect. It's a natural vocal. Vocals, the male and the female are both very, there's no nasally sounds. Everything is just very, very well done. It's really good. The resolution is good. I guess you could say it could maybe perhaps be slightly better. And in that sense, I mean, well, to just rewind slightly, the Aria has kind of established itself as between the Aria, the Starfield, the KXXS, as the one that was perhaps the one that had the best soundstage. And yes, I do have the Aria and I do have the Starfield. I don't have the KXXS, and in that aspect, yes, I did find that the soundstage here was slightly better than the Starfield. While the Starfield was better known for its imaging being slightly superior to the Aria, whereas the KATO fit in. It's got an imaging which is as good, if not better, than the Starfield, in my opinion, with then the soundstage of the Aria. So it kind of bridges or mends these two characteristics of these two. So in terms of that, we already know technically it's very, very, very proficient, very well done in terms of the imaging and the soundstage. Resolution here as well is top notch. I have absolutely nothing to say, and I guess that sparkly feeling that we have of the treble and everything it all helps in making the detail retrieval yet being absolutely amazing. I honestly really enjoy listening to the KATO. It's got resolution. It's got detail retrieval. It's got good sound stage. It's got good imaging. It's the vocals are there. The treble, the bass has got all the impact that I like and I need. So really, I mean, I can't really fault it in anything. It is really a very well tuned IEM, and the ones that are capable of actually beating it are substantially more expensive. In a nutshell, that's basically, you know, the KATO for me. I mean, I'm not going to get too much into the Aurora. I mean, I've done the review on that, but the Aurora compared to the KATO, it's dark. It's fun. It's got its characteristics. It's got its, you know, but it's dark. Let's put it that way. The only one here that very closely matches and perhaps exceeds or excels slightly in certain aspects the KATO is the Hana, the 2021. The Hana, as some of you might know, or at least those of you that do follow me more, you know that it's my go-to IM below $200 in terms of single DDs. And why? Because it has very much the characteristics of the oxygen, its bigger brother. So, you know, detail, resolution, all of those are really good, almost as good as the oxygen. Bass control is probably the only thing that loses out to the oxygen. Vocals, again, you know, top notch. As compared to the KATO, I found the KATO to have slightly cleaner bass, a little bit more impact, but then I found the sub bass on the Hana to be slightly better. So I'll give the sub bass to the Hana, the mid bass I'll give it to the KATO. In terms of vocals, they very evenly matched. There isn't really much in there. I mean, on some songs I will give it to the Hana, on some songs I'll give it to the KATO. So I'll give it to both of them. And then on the highs, how can I put it? The Hana has got more energy than the KATO. Definitely, it definitely does have more energy. It's not a lot, but it does have slightly more energy. And where you feel that you know, it is, how can I explain this? That extra energy will benefit it sometimes with certain stuff, but it will also borderline make it almost there to be aggressive. Okay, and I'm trying to choose my words very carefully here. While here, being slightly more restrained than that, I never found that I ran into the risk of it becoming aggressive or harsh or anything of the sort. Again, mind you, and please, you know, it's sometimes so difficult to try and find words, especially English not being my native language, to try and find words to describe things. The difference is, yeah, I'm really nitpicking. I'm really like trying to find, you know, the truth is this. I mean, you go with a KATO or you go with the Hana 2021 and you're going with two excellent IMs, really, two fantastic IMs. I mean, in terms of accessories, they both come very well, you know, equipped, let's put it that way. The cable on the KATO is superior to the standard cable on the Hana 2021. Tips, okay, fine, you have the new fancy tips from KATO, you have the normal tips from Tension there, but again, it's not there really that we see the big differences. I mean, accessories are accessories, let's put it that way at the end of the day. In terms of price, again, you know, potato, it's very evenly matched. Sound, they both are Harman. This perhaps a little bit slightly warmer on the sub bass than the KATO, and then on the highs a little, you know, it's kind of a little bit more extension in a specific area, maybe around 12, 11, 12, 13k than here, but it's very evenly matched, so there isn't much in here. I think it's down to, do you like Mercedes or do you like BMW? It's that kind of thing. They are both tremendous IMs, and it's been a pleasure to be listening to the KATO. It will definitely be a part of my regular IMs that I listen to. That's the same as the Hana 2021. And again, like I said, in summary, I just wanted to reiterate what I said in the beginning. For me, in my opinion, this is a Aria that has grown up. It's grown up. And it's become basically flawless compared to the Aria. So it's kind of resolved the little issues that the Hana had. Again, let's keep in mind, talking $80 here and below 100. This is probably the go-to IM, single DD, mind you. And below $200, well, we now have two single DDs to look forward to: the Moondrop KATO and the Hana, the 10th Hana 2021. Out of the rest that is available, honestly, I don't see anything that can even closely match these two IMs. I mean, not even come close to them. Anyway, guys, that's been my take on the KATO. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, speak to you soon. Take care.